Blog Talk Radio. Hi everybody, and welcome to another Soul Sister show this beautiful Thursday, August 13th. I still have a feeling that we are in the middle of the summertime, so it's really nice. And we are live calling worldwide radio show, so call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number and press 1 if you want to talk with us live on the show. We just love to talk with you, so don't be shy. And I'm Anne, coming to you live from Rhodes in Greece. Finally, so I managed to come here a couple of weeks ago, so happy for that. But it's very hot here. Not as hot as Arizona, of course, but it's still hot. And on today's show, we will hold open lines, taking your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air. And we will talk a little bit about awakening. We have been touching that topic before, but we thought it would be a good thing to have in between calls here and a little bit in the beginning. And of course, when it's open line, so just ask us whatever is on your mind, and we're here to try to answer you in the best way we can. And of course, it's around spiritual questions. And we are live calling worldwide radio, broadcasting today from Arizona in the US and Rhodes in Greece. And you can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. scrollsofthesoul.com/live. Or why not give us a ring at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. You can ask questions or get a free mini reading live on air, or just ask us about what's on your mind right now, what's happening in the world, or whatever. That can be spiritually related, of course. And international callers dial +1 213-943-3587. And if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. On today's show, we will be holding open lines, your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air. And we are always a live calling worldwide radio, so call in now at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number. And if you want to talk with us live on the show, which we hope you want to do, press 1. That's very important. And if you haven't listened to us before, we are the show that discusses the Akashic Records, Soul Realignment, healing modalities in general, and of course, we love to talk about any and all spiritual topics. And we're always a live worldwide radio. So, if you want to, you can also visit us on YouTube. You can search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly on YouTube. And you can find upcoming episodes and full past episodes from the end of December last year. And if you want to find older shows than that, you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com/past. And finally, let me bring on my beautiful co-host, for Soul Sisters. My Soul Sister, Sue, all the way from Arizona, the U.S. Hi, Sue. How are you?
Hi, Sissy. I am doing great. Just surviving our hot weather, like you said. We're finally looking at possibly getting some moisture in the air, which always denotes some storms to help cool us
Oh,
down. Let me tell you, it's been a
nice.
long hot summer here with no monsoon. Oh boy, Whew.
Yeah,
You
I
have the
bet. And you
ocean.
know what? I know, I would usually not complain, but what happened this year, it had been a little hard to travel, so to speak, and I bet everyone around the globe understands that. So I was in Sweden for a long time, and yeah, it takes some time to adjust actually, because Sweden have a very different climate. Guys, I
Right.
think it's raining. Wow, it's raining.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Send some of
that's
that over
wonderful.
here, Sissy.
Yeah, I can
I'll,
send
I'll
some.
have
That's very unusual.
I'll
I'm on
have
the
to go outside and do a dance, a rain dance,
yes,
to get some rain.
yes.
Yeah, that's a funny video.
So,
I won't post.
okay, I would love to see that actually
Yeah, I
next
know.
week. Okay, everybody,
Thanks.
everybody's hearing us right now. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
That's okay, Susie.
So, guys, remember that next week we hope to see Sue rain dancing. Okay.
Thanks a lot. I just really stuffed my foot in my mouth.
Okay, no pressure, no pressure.
That's right. Proceed, Sissy.
But anyway, yeah, and you know you can have revenge on me, okay?
Yeah, I will. I'll remember.
So, everybody listening to us, we will have a really nice show today. So, call in now at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number and press 1 if you want to talk with us live on the show. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue for a personal reading, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. Or why don't go to scrollsofthesoul.com where you can find out all about us. And before we move on with today's show, I know that Sue wants to recap what the last show was about.
Yeah, last week was our Soul Realignment topic that we choose at the beginning of every month. And we were discussing vital force energy and making choices that take a huge amount of effort, so to speak, and kind of delved into what that is about. And like Anne said, you can go into last week's show on scrollsofthesoul.com/pass to listen to that show. You know, we always, as we said before, try to pluck out aspects of the topics that we repeat each month, just different areas in that topic to help you guys understand what it is that we do as practitioners and how not only can we serve you, but how this serves you as well. And this is probably one of the greatest things Anne and I love to delve into, because the soul is so full of rich history, and we don't even tap into 1% of that information, and it's quite the amazing thing when it all comes together. So we really do enjoy that specific area of our work, as well as everything else we do. But and then of course next week we'll be doing numbers, some numerology, which reminds me, if you have not gone in yet to our website, scrollsofthesoul.com, our homepage, and scroll down to the bottom, we had suggested everyone do that because at the bottom of the page there is a get in touch with me. And if you're interested in us doing your numbers for you, send over your first 3 digits of your phone number as well as your birthday. And we will do the numbers for you and give you the information next week. Okay, so going back to today.
Yay!
we can start to talk about our topic today a little bit, and then we'll grab your call. Is there? I'm just checking to make sure no one's in the chat room yet, right?
I have to go in there. No, I don't think so. No, actually. So if anyone wants to go to the chat room, we are there at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. So come in there and chat with us if you feel for that. We're here for you.
Okay. Well, today's topic, we do open lines, but we always try to come up with unique ideas and things that we see maybe happening in the world, or even on the spiritual side, of course. That's usually our main topic. But we also took on a topic a couple weeks back, but Anne got disconnected, so we had to get her back in. And by the time we got her back in, a couple minutes had passed. So I wanted to try to just have that conversation again, but with Anne's input, more of her input. And what the topic was about, are you on the path to awakening? And I posed some questions within that. And they were, I posed these questions under the pretext that I'm not saying I know better, okay? These were questions to, if you are awakened and you've started to research and there's things you've started to see, these were some questions I threw in as a possibility. So I'm just going to state them really quick, and then Anne can jump right on in. So
okay, thank you.
Well, I want you to grab this because you didn't have that opportunity the last time. So here's just a couple things I had thrown out. Have you ever considered that everything you've ever been told by the media could be a lie? And that's just a question. Have you ever wondered if your history that you've been taught is not maybe the truth, or maybe truth mixed in with lies? Just my thought on it. And what if it was? Okay. And there's other aspects we've thrown out there, but we stated that, just that aspect about the media and history, through something we had discovered ourselves, which is that video, right? The documentary of Outer Shadows, which was a really good documentary and one we had recommended for everyone. And as the more time went on, Anne and I, on our own personal time, looked to see the connections between the spiritual side and then everything else that's going on in the world, right? And through that, we just discovered other people. And one of the people we discovered was Charles Ward. And you can find Charles on YouTube. In fact, I think Anne put his link or information up on our site at scrollsofthesoul.com in our live page, right? /live.
Yes, actually, because I say check out Dr. Charlie Ward. So there's a link to find him there, and there's another link too. So you can go to the scrollsofthesoul.com/live to find out the links.
Yeah. If, we've all spent a lot of time at home. You and I both know this. And a lot of our entertainment, we don't see our entertainment anymore. And it kind of started, I think, a lot of people on the path of researching and learning and understanding what's going on in the world. And while it's a harsh time out there for all of us, the one thing I would like our audience to know is that not only do we absolutely love what we do here, we honor and respect and love you as well, and really appreciate you coming in and showing up, and we're honored by that. So because of that, we try to give you more context, under the umbrella of spirituality.
Yes.
Anne, what do you think about some of the things that we've seen that are going on that we maybe have viewed with a different lens?
Thank you for letting me, because the other time around I was just kicked out of the system.
Right.
That was a surprise,
Uh-huh.
Not so funny, but what is one going to do if it comes to technology, right? But it's really, I find this topic very fascinating, because I'm one of those who didn't want to touch anything that was out of this world, like news or, what's going on, and politics and dirty stuff. And I thought everything, it's all negative. But somehow I still feel it's a lot of negativity in it. But also I did start, I don't even remember, maybe 6-8 months ago, to start to really start questioning things, because I've always stated, when it comes to the spiritual sense, that we have to questioning what we have been taught. I've been saying that for years. So, I mean our upbringing. So if I'm going to be the most genuine self, I need to figure out the values I have. Are they mine, or are they something I was taught, or something I learned, or where are they coming from, right? So where are all these stuff coming from? And that's on a personal level. But it's all connected. So it comes to a point when you realize that it's also connected to the world around us. And it's interesting, because you and I have discovered for actually years maybe that we are not given the same news and same information. Something I can find, you may not be able to find that, and vice versa. So that has been an intriguing part for me too. And as I have also another country here, I'm from Sweden, but I have Greece as well. So that makes me very intrigued to, what's really going on here? Why are we not told the same things? And what are the essence of what we are being told? So if you know what you have to ask the computer, so to speak, to Google on, you may be able to find it. But sometimes it can be very, very hard, but you may be able to find. Sometimes you need to use Google. Sometimes you may need to use other kinds of search engines to find news, because we are not basically told the truth, as I'm have understood it for myself. I've come to that conclusion for myself. And of course, it takes a lot of research and a lot of digging to really come to the bottom, but you have to start somewhere. And sometimes it's a good thing to start to question, why is something lacking? What's the point of not giving you that kind of information? So I started, you got me on track. Thank you for that, Sissy. I love you always. You know that. So
I love you too.
There's a lot of people that are actually trying to dig in things. And of course, you can't state that everything that's coming up, even from them, are the truth. Always, it's what they find and what they feel are the truth, and it's also something that you have to come to a conclusion for yourself. But I think that the more you listen to all sides of a story, the more you can start to understand, and you can see some patterns, and you can see. And actually, the movie Out of Shadows was one of the first things that I've actually, no, I did start with other things, but I saw that months ago, and it's really opening up your eyes, and you really start to find out that the world around us, if they want to steer us, they can create illusions for us. It doesn't only need to be Hollywood creating illusions. It can be the news. It can be, and I learned something that's important. So if you want to find out, at least start to find out something about the truth, it's good to follow the money. I heard a lot of people say that, but that's because this world is, people are steered and they are doing things in the perspective of gaining something. And in their sense, it's becoming rich, gaining money, having control over things in that sense. And it's basically riches and finances are ruling the world. So if you can find out who is gaining from this, what do they gain, and how are people connected? And it's also intriguing to find out it's not so many people actually. It's basically, as I feel, a bunch of people. I don't know exactly the amount of people, but it's not many if you think about how many we are on this earth right now.
Right.
That actually have powers, and it's connected, and you can find them basically in many areas that are connected, like healthcare organizations, big pharma, a lot of things like that. So there are other interests than we are thinking, and there are things ruling us that we may have to be aware of. That's my take of it. What do you say, Sissy?
And I totally agree. And the other aspect I find really amazing for you and I that we've just discovered naturally on our own was the perspective of you being on that side of the world and me being here, and just taking on the media, let's say, and us exchanging that information, and how you're not seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm not seeing what you're seeing, and right down to certain websites having the inability to search some of those sites as if you've been closed off from the information, right? There are times where I know you've looked for something, and I can easily find it here. You cannot get to it there. You cannot.
No, I can't. And it goes for some things here too, because I know that if I want to share from the Swedish television, the official television, I can't share videos from them to you because you won't be able to see them. Isn't that intriguing?
Right. And so, I think what is kind of woven into this conversation that we haven't really stated yet, it's about freedom and free content and unadulterated freedom, right? And that's what the is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be all of that information that is at a touch of our fingers. Yet we have, over time, learned that no, it's not, and that information's being removed or suppressed or outright not there, not available. Well, it's
and
go ahead, Susie.
Yes, it is, and that makes you question. Now I'm speaking for me, of course, but I know that you do the same. So it makes one question liberty and free speech and human rights.
Right.
Are we really as free as we have been thinking? I don't think that, actually, with what I have been discovering. And also, we are living in a time, and in my personal case, this helped me because it's the weirdest thing that we are going through right now in the world. So it feels sometimes like sitting on the first row watching a movie, and you don't really get the movie because it doesn't make sense.
Right. But it's starting to, some of the plot is starting to reveal itself. So I think, coming into this aspect of the conversation, where you had said early on, the political side of things. You stepped out of it. It was an area you weren't involved, and then you kind of came back in, and then understood that this all is like a crocheted blanket. It's all weaved in together. That really you can't have one aspect of this without having the other, right?
No, it's absolutely true, and you know, you come to a point when you realize, because we have chosen here, as I believe, to come here to this earth. It's a very different energy here, but we are here, and it's equally spiritual to be here as humans, as we are trying to learn and develop ourselves and grow in a spiritual sense, because it's all connected. So you can't do one thing without the other. You can't.
Right. And just before I move on to another area I was going to bring up, I'm looking at the board right now, guys, and I see a whole bunch of numbers in my board. If you guys want me to take your phone call, you're going to have to press 1, because otherwise I'm going to presume you're sitting in here just to listen. So if you want us to take your call, press 1 on your keypad, and that'll show up for me, letting me know that you want me to take your call. Otherwise, I'm just going to presume that you're just here to listen in, which is fine too. You're welcome to do that. So just to kind of wrap some of this up before we come to the bottom of the hour, there was another thing I had discovered, and I'm not saying whether this is true, whether it's factual, but it is interesting. So through this Charles Ward, who we had brought up, a man he started interviewing and then doing research and ended up doing a documentary on, was Joseph Gregory Howlett. And his link, there's a YouTube link and put up as well on our live page. He is proposing that he is the true king of England, that genetically and historically he is the king. And so I found that interesting. His information is interesting. I'm not saying whether it's factual or not, because I don't know yet. This is going to be over time. But he does give out a lot of great information. He's done a lot of research himself on his own history, on his bloodline, and has submitted a lot of documents to the courts, not only in Great Britain, but all around the world. And it's another fascinating thing to hear and to see, because it raises a whole host of other ideas and possibilities that if this person was or is the true king, so to speak, it really can disrupt the apple cart, so to speak. And it's quite interesting.
Yes, indeed.
When you start on this journey, you get on that journey to try to understand and learn and see who else around the world is out there and what is it they have to contribute. You really just start discovering these amazing, incredible people. And I'm not saying whether it's true or not. That's something people have to decide for themselves. But the path you get led down is really quite fascinating. So if you're interested in this and you want to see this man's story, which is quite intriguing, go over to scrollsofthesoul.com/live and then put up the link of the YouTube link to Joseph Gregory Howlett. So yeah, these are all intriguing things we've learned through our journey and our path, and just want you guys, if you're on that same journey with us and wanting to see and learn and hear different things, what's out there, then by all means head over and take a look at it. So looks like we've come to the bottom of the hour, Sissy.
Yeah.
It's
so
your turn, lady.
It's my time. Yay, I love that. So everybody, a few quick announcements, and then we start to take your calls, and we are very eager to take your calls. And if you haven't called in yet, there's still time for us to take your call. We will be on for quite some time yet. So now is a great time to call in and get your spot in the queue. Call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1 on your device so we can see that you want to talk with us on air, so to speak. And on today's show, we are holding open lines and we take your calls for questions and mini readings in a little bit. And we are talking about awakening. Are you on the path of awakening? It's an interesting topic. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue for a personal reading, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And you can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And there are some links today in the chat room on scrollsofthesoul.com/live if you want to explore them and see what we want to share with you. And we are proud to say that we have listeners in 23 countries and growing. So we're very proud and honored. Thank you so much for honoring us with listening in to us. And our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, August 20, with Soul Sister Show and host Sue and Ann. And we will be talking about numerology. And for next week, we will do a special event for those of you who call into our next show with numerology next Thursday on August 20th. We offer you to send your birthday to us, your month, date, and year in advance, and we will calculate your life path number for you and give you a short reading about your life path number when you call in on our next show. So what you can do is you can go to our website at scrollsofthesoul.com and scroll down to the bottom of the page and fill in the contact form. You can choose show in the drop-down menu and write your area code and your date of birth, year, month, and day in the message box so we can just prepare ourselves a little bit. So we try to make it take as many as we can next week if we have many. And of course, you can call in for usual quick mini readings as well. We'll be on next Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific in the US, 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And you can always keep yourself updated on our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming, and also on, if you go to YouTube and search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio on YouTube. And if you haven't called in yet, now is a great time to call in at 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 213-943-3587. And remember, guys, to press 1 to talk with us live on the show. We just love to talk with you. Now, I'm ready.
Okay. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going over. Press 1 if you want to take your call. Okay. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello. This is
Hi.
also Anne. Hi, this is Anne from California.
Hi, Anne. Lovely name.
Yeah. I think we talked about it once before. I'm an E. Do you have an E on the end?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only way.
What can you do for you,
Correct.
Anne?
I am looking, like many people, for a whole new change in a career and a move. So anything about the move. Definitely, I don't want to be right in the city like I have been. So anything about the job will bring me to the move, or the move will bring me to a job, or anything about that connection.
Right. Well, just let me start off with something really quick. I always try to pull a couple cards for everyone who's on the board. And there's two things that came in, and it may or may not be appropriate. One of them is giving back, and the other one is abundance. So there is abundance on its way. And the move you're talking about, I see a move happening. But it does look like, and I don't know if this is where you're aiming, still on the same side of the country. So up the West Coast. I do see you going up to the West Coast. I'm not sure if you applied in any specific area. Oregon jumped out at me. I don't know if that's where you're looking, but that did come out. Really beautiful area. Yeah, Oregon actually came up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an area you had applied to or was looking at?
Yeah, I have been in Portland before, so I do know that area. Yeah,
there's a lot of abundance around this. I would keep heading in that direction.
Right.
There's definitely something going on, and it's quite beautiful what I'm seeing. And that whole area, the whole corridor is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Extremely, a lot of greenery. This is out of the city, what I'm seeing. So I'm not seeing anything particular what it is you're doing, but I am definitely seeing the state of Oregon and just the greenery, the abundant amount of greenery.
Yeah, that's what I want to go back to.
Yeah, it's very, very pretty, the location. So I definitely feel like that abundance card, like I said, it's for everyone in the room. I pull cards for everyone in the room, but this really feels very strong for you. I will ask Anne what she sees. Anne?
Yes. Hi, Anne. We do actually sound like twin sisters on the radio, right? Anne and Anne. So what I'm sensing for you, I sense the same thing as Sue, but I do feel also that probably the move will bring you to the job. That's my sense of it. I may be wrong. It can happen, of course, but it feels
scary.
like that's...
It's scary to move. It's scary to move without a job. That's...
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I get it.
I've done it before. So.
Yeah. It's like jumping, taking a big jump.
Yeah.
But it's not very comfortable all the time. So, of course, if you do search and you send in applications, it may be that you can actually know that you can get something even before. So go with how you feel is comfortable. I just feel that you may actually move first and then get the job. Or maybe you know it, so maybe it's on its way. You already know that you are getting it somewhere. So, but it feels, your whole question feels to be surrounded by a lot of abundance, and that's very good. And I also hear it's very good to be creative. So if you have been approaching this in a specific way before, try to change your way of approaching your wish right now. So do some things that are out of the box and out of how you usually manage things. And that can feel like jumping too, right? Because it's like, I want to do this.
Because I feel dread, actually. Like moving and finding a job could be very, very, plodding along. And so if I can change that as creating something in a positive way, that'd be a big shift.
Yes. And also what I'm hearing something else too, and that's good. And this is for the future here. You are on target with your plan. So you are on the path.
Wonderful.
You're doing everything okay. So it feels very good. It's good to keep yourself organized. So be creative, but also be practical at the same time. So I feel you have a very good chance of coming. I don't see a specific area, but it feels like you are moving a bit away from where you are at right now.
Yeah, I am more on the practical side is, I have a lot of Virgo in me, so I do things. I've been cleaning a lot and preparing and all that, kind of pre-packing and cleansing everything out. But
that's great.
So the creative, I need the creative to get my ideas in my head of what I truly want, I think.
Yes, and actually the key to success is to allow your creative side to be guided by the logic too. So combine the two of them right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, and don't be afraid of making this happen in a very unusual way for you. Don't follow conventions. Step outside of the box.
I got something.
I never have.
I've got to add to this, Anne, both Anne.
Yeah.
So one of the other card I pulled was give back, right? So usually that's very broad, right? And we all have our unique ways of giving back. But what I did was I doused that question for you. And what I got was through something that you're doing, it's going to bring new people that are going to get you where you need to go. So by going the unconventional
like volunteering or something.
Yep. Going that direction is going to be the key to meeting people you've never met before who are going to say something like, oh, yeah, I know about this up here, over there. They're hiring. And I wrote that specifically for you. And, in fact, I'll add even further is that 10 first came out, and I saw October. As soon as I wrote 10, October came. So whether you're going to find something that you will participate in, because you're putting that energy when you give back, when you do it without expectation, right? You gain abundance in that. And and abundance isn't always necessarily finance. We want it to be, but through abundance, it can lead to that as well. So it's just going to open that door, the one door that you need. That's not the traditional method. It's going to do that. It's exactly what it's going to do. And let me tell you, with the work, this type of work Anne and I do, it is amazing how that tends to happen to us. That doors open because we meet people like you, from all different aspects. And it leads us to places we wouldn't have thought before. So I think that direction is going to be perfect. It's going to line up for you. So
great.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, because I am unemployed right now, so I have a lot of time to volunteer, or meet people,
and
something
you're passionate about, or even maybe not so passionate, but something you've never tried before that you might, maybe I'll try this with no expectation of it, because we do that without expectation. And that always, 9 times out of 10, leads to abundance, And so, there's something unique you're going to do. And it's just in some way, it's like 3 hours a week. It's not even that much. It's about 3 hours that you'll put in on your own. And that's going to bring you to others. So, and listen, keep us informed, because we always love to hear from our callers on how they're doing, how things are going. We know that it's a hard time out there, and we want to do as much as we can to help. So,
yeah, definitely. I try to listen to your show if I'm free every week, so it really does help. Even if I don't call in, I always like to listen to you guys.
Right. Look, we absolutely love this, and we appreciate it. We really do appreciate it. So keep plugging along. You're going to get there. You definitely are.
Yes.
Thank you for your call, Anne. I'm going to have to wrap it up and grab some
All right.
calls.
Yes. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Anne.
Okay.
Blessings. Blessings. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Anne. Okay. Yeah. No, I feel really good for her. It's going to happen, especially when we go into a different area to see something we don't expect. Good things
Yes,
come from that.
I have to make a small note here because I still have a goose outside my window. If anyone hears a goose, don't pay attention.
So just start laughing. But hey, there are times I've had a cricket in my house and actually heard the cricket. So that's kind of funny too. I don't think we've ever caught it on the show, but we know those things can happen. All right, let me move over to our next.
I just heard the goose. I think it moved on right now.
and listen, I see we've got a stacked board, and I'm just going to remind everyone, if you want us to take your call, press 1 on your keypad. I have many numbers here stacked up on my board, and I'm presuming that the numbers that are here only want to listen in. So if you guys want me to take your call, press 1, and I'll know that I have to pick up your call. So from there, let me move on to our next caller. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, ladies. This is Regina again.
Hi, Regina. How are you doing?
Regina.
I'm doing well, and you?
Doing very good. I'm so happy to hear from you.
Yes, we are.
I'm so glad you took my call. I just wanted to validate something that Ann had told me maybe a couple of months ago about the guy that I thought ghosted, that ghosted me.
Right.
And I remember Ann saying that he might reach out, and he did.
Oh.
He did. Yeah, and it's been a month ago now since we've been back talking, but he told me something happened with his family, and he had to go out the country because he's not from here. So I was like, okay, yeah, but he's stepping up. I'm like, I'm not even pushing anything. Like, he's stepping it up. Like, oh, okay. Like, I'm not pushing him to do anything, It's just, and I told him, I'm like, listen, I'm not doing this with you anymore. This is it. This is the last straw. You do what you need to do. If not, then let me go. And I'm gone. Right. But, yeah, he's been pretty good. But that's not what I'm calling for, but I just want to validate that.
No, and we love it. Look, we asked you to do that.
Okay. I was trying to make it quick because I know you got callers. But I just wanted to get a message and see what Spirit had to, have for me today.
Okay, what Spirit has to say to you today?
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember, when we don't refine the question, the answer isn't always refined either. I mean, unless something just comes in really fast and quick.
I understand.
I'm not particularly hearing anything at the moment. So what I'd like to do is see if Ann is first, and Ann can come back to me.
Okay.
Ann?
Yes.
Put you on the spot.
Yes, absolutely. Hi, Regina. I sense that spirits, it feels like they are very happy around you. It's like there's a lot of joy. I can sense a lot of joy and compassion and also some peace. It's like a good time, even if the world is a little bit weird and crazy right now. Your space and your energy and your surroundings, your immediate surroundings, feels to be very nice. And what they are telling me is that love is your energy. So you are in the wonderful, beautiful energy of love, both receiving and radiating the same thing. And that's wonderful because actually, as I'm seeing it, love is the greatest energy of all, actually. Love can conquer many things. I think maybe all things. And also that if you come into something that you just stumble on where you feel, am I going to worry a little bit about this? Just try to take one step at a time, breathe, take a step back, see the whole picture, and I sense that you will have less tendency to worry, when it comes to the things, because it's like a continuously progression towards coming forward and understanding things. And with that energy vibration that you are holding, you tend to worry less. That's what I'm getting for you. Did that make sense to you?
Yes, definitely. It makes a whole lot of sense because I'm now that I'm working from home, I'm not even stressed about the commute or trying to get my kids on time, trying to make time to cook. Now I have more time to cook. I have time to work out. I just feel much better, and I have seen results. And maybe the guy that came back, and it's like different. It's a different energy now that he came back.
Yes.
So
wow.
exactly,
Yes.
it's like, it's like I don't have to do a whole lot. I mean, he showed it. So I'm like, okay. So yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. I'm comfortable. I'm at peace. That is so true.
I can confirm that too.
Very nice.
I can actually confirm it because I actually did two things for you. Not only did I do a dowsing with the basic question, but I grabbed a deck of cards for you, and I got your base chakra. So the base chakra is about choosing, positive thoughts when it comes to our home, our career, our finances, and our words even, because those matter. Those can determine the outcome. And you have this light about you. And I think when I saw the card, you were still talking, and I was like, yeah, I don't need to tell her to do this. She actually already is, because I can hear it through what you were saying from Anne. So there's a lot of self-grounding work that's going on. And I know during our past conversations, we've told you about this amazing light we see in you. There is just this beautiful spirit about you, amazing light, and that I believe you're a natural healer. I believe people are drawn to you from all over, and if they just hear your voice, you have the ability to help heal not only through hands-on, you have the ability to heal through your voice. There's something about your voice that's very soothing and very loving, and people sit up and notice when you have something to say.
Wow.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, because I would tend to get that from other readers because of there were some things in my past that went on that I didn't understand it at first because it hit me all at once, like so many things hit me at once, and I just couldn't understand, like, this is the time to do it? Like,
right.
I mean, within a month or two, I mean, like, it was like 3 or 4 things hit me, and they were major things. They were not nothing minor. And when I pulled out of it and then start realizing, like, oh, now I see why I had to go through this, because I might have to share this with someone to get them through what, not saying, they might think it's a bleak, it's no hope, it's no future, it's no light, but it really is, because I'm a testimony. I'm proof.
And that,
you can do it.
That was a huge shift for you. And when that shift occurs, it's like opening the door, and all of a sudden you get hit with that wind, and then it keeps coming, right? That information just flowed in, and when it comes in all at once, it's really hard. It's really hard at first to read through some of it, but you have, and you continue to. And I don't know if you were listening earlier on when I was saying I always try to pull a couple cards, right, for everyone.
Right.
And giving back was one of them, and you definitely have that innate, natural ability to do that. And I can tell you quite honestly, there is something within the context of you doing that also will bring forth more for you. And I spoke about abundance, but not only abundance in the spiritual sense, in meeting people and helping them, but in the financial. So whatever
Wow.
you're doing, it's right. You're right on track. It's what you need to do, and you need to shine that light because that's a source for you. It's really powerful. You know?
Right. Yeah, and I definitely have, like you said, I have definitely heard that because the events happened to me like in 2015. It was, that was the first, like 2015 and 2017. Those were rough years. Like I couldn't get nothing to open for nothing. Like I had to be still. Like I really had to depend on God. Like I don't know how I made it, but I know He had to do it. Yeah, and now I'm like, I'm not in that space of despair and grief and sadness and sorrow, mourning, all that. I'm not in that space anymore. I'm in a totally different space. And I had to go through it. I mean, people don't go through stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I can confirm something to you. So if you want some confirmation, let me confirm something. So 2015, between 2015 and 2016, there was I had a major shift kind of occur, and then by the time 17 came, it was really powerful. It was intense, kind of like we were talking about, and there were things I could see that I knew were on the horizon, so to speak. But it all started around 15. It was this door popped open. It was a lot, just like you talk about. There was a lot coming out at me, but there through that I learned a lot too, and that was kind of the opening for me, if that helps any. As far as my spiritual path, it was around 2015 that everything kind of all came in at once. So you're definitely in the right place. But listen, that's not just you and me confirming that. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people around the world that there's something that went on the spiritual side around 2015. You're not the first one to
it
say
just hit me. Right. I believe it too. I mean, it's just everybody gonna go through a certain shift in their life, and I'm so glad I got mine out earlier than later in life. I'm glad I got it when I was in my 30s. Like, yes.
Right.
Because my 30s was, that was a trying decade. Like, the 30s to 39 was a trying time for me. It's like I couldn't get nothing. Come on, I need something to move. But now I'm in my 40s, my early 40s. It's just like everything is just much better now. It's like no stress. I don't worry so much. I just know the source is up there.
Yeah, and you needed to go. I mean, my favorite saying, and it's from the movie Shawshank Redemption. Okay, my favorite saying is sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna swear, but it's not bad. Sometimes you got to walk through shit to come out clean. Right?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yes. I raised my kids with that statement. Yep. We all are, and to make the same statement to you as well. We completely understand that. So
absolutely, because it's another aspect to that also. Because if we don't experience anything, and I believe very strongly that we come here to experience, we don't need to be perfect because we already are. We need to remember, we need to develop some things maybe so that we can remember and experience out of everything we can choose. Because if we don't have an experience, how can we have something to compare with? We can't. So therefore, I'm going to state the same as Sue. I walked through some shit in my life, but I'm actually embracing that. Because it made me come to this point. And we do fight change. That's a very human thing to do. We do fight it very hard sometimes because it doesn't feel comfortable. And we know what we have, but we don't know where we're heading and what we're going to get. So it's very natural. But the blessing is when we can just release that urge to hold on to that kind of energy and not leaving the process to come through, because that's when we're going to feel real relief and peace, when we get an understanding.
Yes, because when you're in the midst of it, you're not gonna understand it. Like, what? Why am I? Why is this
how it's happening all of a sudden. And then when you start thinking about, like, wow, now I understand. Because there's some people in my past that happened all that with me. They still stuck. They still there. And I have moved on from that. That caused me the grief and the mourning and the sorrow. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But, you know, my final thought, quite honestly, with you, Regina, and I know during the many times we've talked about it, either I said it or I wanted to say it, but because of this healing thing I do see in you and I've seen for a long time, I don't know if you've ever thought about, you know, going into that area at all, into the healing arts, as like a hobby to try it.
Like having Reiki? Do you have Reiki?
Yep. Yeah, Reiki
I
was
thought
exactly
about taking a Reiki class. Yes, I thought about taking a Reiki class just to start and then see what other healing modalities I might, you know, pick up from there.
Okay, so
because
go ahead.
Okay, thank you. We are both so eager to talk, right? I actually started off with reading books with a group of ladies interested in spiritual things. Of course, I had my abilities that made me see some things, but you know, having psychic gifts and abilities doesn't always mean that we have developed our sense of spirituality, because we don't really get it. There are so many things combined. It's not only to have all these senses going on. So I did start to, we were reading, I think it was a Celestine Prophecy with James Twyman. I think it's James Twyman. And then I went to Sweden and I started with the first Reiki. And I was told that that's going to be a major change in my life, but I didn't really understand it before I took the course. But it's not only that you are being given the energy of Reiki so you can give it to others. It's going to make a major change for you in your life. And they usually say it's taking 21 days or 3 weeks for the energy to settle within you so you can see some changes and you can observe what's going on. But it's going to last. It's just the beginning, so to speak, because I was at my beginning of my conscious path, which I always state at that point. And, you know, you're so eager in the beginning. I said, yeah, I get it. I found it. I got the answer. I get it. And then you start to peel off that onion and you see that there are layers and layers and layers and layers. But it's beautiful because there's no way around it. And that's what we long for. And at some point, then you start to just accept that we are peeling that onion off and on from time to time.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes it's a big transformation, and other times it's a smaller one, but it's still giving you insights and you're moving further on and you have your experiences and you do understand. So it's beautiful. I can recommend you to start.
There's an area Anne spoke about, and before I let you go, I just have to state it, okay? So she talked about receiving the energy of Reiki in the context of what she was saying to you. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is unlike anything you've ever imagined. And when she talked about the 21 days that these energies have to settle, my teacher, so when I went through Reiki, she was an old school, meaning she gave you a year for that energy to settle. Because because she knew it's a lot. You're receiving, you're opening up the third eye, basically. And you're learning how to shut it yourself. You're learning how to ground. You're learning many aspects of this beautiful, beautiful tradition. Reiki goes back a very long time. And I didn't know that I was going to receive this thing. You know, I was told I need to go into Reiki, and I'm like, yeah, okay, right? And all I can tell you was it was the most intense experience I had when I received that energy, because the as a transfer. It was amazing. I hated to write. I hated to journal. I document every vision, everything. I didn't know what it was to see at first. I didn't know. It took a year, maybe, to discover what this was.
Wow.
I definitely have to consider looking into it.
I will.
Yes.
And I'm also looking into crystal healing as well, because I've been collecting crystals and rocks and stuff. So I'm definitely more in that.
You can implement that. You can implement crystals with healing. I do it often. Anne does too. We have a huge collection of crystals. So you're right on it. So just consider it, okay? Consider looking.
I definitely will.
Trying.
I definitely will. Thank you so much, Ray. It was so nice talking to you guys.
Oh, it's good talking.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Keep us informed, okay?
All right. I will, definitely. Thank you.
Gina. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. Let me call her. I know we took a little
Yes.
Grab the next call.
Do you hear me okay? Because you cut a little bit in and out, okay?
Sorry about that. Hang on, let me grab our caller. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Lucy. I wanted to know if you had any messages. Hi, hon. I wanted to know if you had any messages for me from my dad in spirit about my career. Sorry.
Okay. About your career.
Yes.
But I actually have you go first, Steve, because I'm going to douse on her question.
Okay.
You're breaking out. Hello?
Okay, let me see if I can.
Yes.
Hold on, Steve.
Okay.
I'm not
Lucy,
sure why.
Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you, Anne.
Lucy?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Thank you. So I think it's Sue that's cutting in and out a little bit.
That's me.
Okay. Yes, somebody's cutting out.
It's me.
Yes.
Darn.
Sue.
It's the spirit.
So I'm going to try to, until Sue tries to fix her connection a little bit, if she can.
Sure.
You wanted to know if there's some messages from Spirit to you, and also around your career.
My dad.
Are you currently
from my
working?
Dad.
From your dad. Are you currently working, or is it that? Okay, because what I see, it doesn't tell me exactly if you have a work or not, but you said you have. So it's basically coming to the point where I sense he means that you're going to have the change you want. And this change feels to be a big change, a change you have been longing for, so that it can be, I'm seeing him showing me.
Does that help you?
Oh, an artist, okay, because he shows me some papers. It's like he's holding documents in his hand. So that could probably mean that you can sign some agreements or contracts or something like that, so you can come find something that would bring you a little bit forward on your path. And what he wants you to do, he wants you to believe that you can make anything you want, and that sounds overly positive, but he wants you to choose to have confidence in yourself over worry and not to fear. And that's easy to say. He knows that, and I know that, of course, too. But it's a very good thing if we just, for a minute or so, can just release that, because it helps our vibration. And if we let ourselves relax a little bit, we can let the light in, meaning that that can guide us forward. I feel that he wants to tell you that the change you're looking for is kind of coming soon. It's not going to take such a long time. So
nice. That's awesome.
Be very open and receptive, and observe everything, and try not to on one hand, try not to read in too many things in each thing, but on the other hand, be open and follow through. And even if it's something that you may think at first, okay, what's this? If you feel it's repeating itself, it's coming again, go for it. And he also says that have the belief that abundance is your right, because it is your right, just like for every one of us. So we are not here to suffer and struggle. We are here to experience ourselves, but it doesn't mean that we're here to suffer. And many times those things are actually coming from the world itself and how we have been taught. So when you want this change to come and when you want to proceed, think outside the box and step out of conventions. That will bring you forward.
The documents, do you see the documents as like documents about living in another country?
I'm going to see what he's... I'm seeing it's like he's holding documents in his... Let me see. I'm seeing him in front of me. So in his left hand. I don't know if it's connected. I think it's connected to work more than maybe having to. It can be abroad if you have trying to find some connections abroad. It can very well be. I'm not shown that at this very moment. Maybe Sue can tell us. If we ask Sue if she has anything. Sue, do you have anything?
Hopefully you can hear me now. I tried to adjust my mic. Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay?
I do hear you. You just kind of break in and out a little bit, that's all.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'll have to look to a different microphone. Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
And so I'm telling you, I just grabbed the deck for you, and the deck is called Spirit Messages, and two cards specifically. One was Hello from Heaven, which I'm like, whoa, and the other one is Receive. Exact things to you, what they say, okay? So Hello from Heaven is your loved one.
I don't hear you very good.
Okay, let me take again. All right, I'm going to try this one more time.
If you talk slower, and I think that makes us able to catch the words.
Okay.
Slow.
Thanks, Anne.
Hello. I'm trying, guys. Hello from heaven.
Okay.
Your loved ones in the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you and to prove they're with you at this time. So that definitely answers your dad. The other one was see the other card that came out for you. You are a kind, loving who constantly reaches out and gives to others. But now it's time for you to learn how to graciously receive. Just as with the ebb and flow of the tide, the art of giving and receiving is natural law and order of the universe. So has there been an issue where you've done more giving than receiving?
I'll probably give a hell of a lot, but it is definitely my time to receive. I agree with you 100%.
Right. And
I wanted to know if you see, when you say receive, I'm really interested in knowing if I'm going to have some kind of collaboration in terms of my work. Because my work is paintings, right? So I wondered if there was, with the documents abroad, something abroad, maybe there's like a specific connection, if you can see that. And yes, I receive many messages all the time, constantly from Spirit.
Right. Well, that was your dad. Okay, that's your dad's message to you about, maybe stop giving so much and start accepting offers to you, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. We can receive as well from others. But what I did see with that question you had for Anne, two areas of the world pop up. One was African area and Asian. So I don't know if these are two specific areas you were looking to go to, but
no, Europe was more the area I'm connected to, but yeah, I'm open to it. Yes,
I could see the continent of Africa and Asia, the word Asia pop up. Specifically, now that I'm saying it, India. So something with India came up for you.
That makes sense.
Are you doing any art
there
with something with Buddhas or anything with Buddha you're doing?
Yes, my paintings are about muses of inspiration.
Okay.
So they are definitely from spirit.
Yeah. There's a very strong connection. Continue on that path. That.
Yes.
This is going to lead you there. It definitely, like I said, there's two areas. It's just they jump out really strong. So they may just be two strong opportunities you get. But India is so powerful in this.
Yeah, I can see that.
So,
that makes sense. I think in terms of the spiritual, the Buddha, as you said, there's the connection too. Or maybe there is people there that I feel connected to. I mean, I've never been. I never had a desire to go, but I feel that there is maybe like a past life connection with that, with India.
Right.
Even though I have European more blood, right?
It doesn't matter. The soul has been many places and many times. Okay?
I agree. I agree with you.
So, doing this work, Anne and I have even discovered for ourselves, certain aspects of our own soul's history, which, makes sense when you hear it, but it's not something you would have thought of at first. So, I continue with what you're doing. I would have one caveat. So with everyone here, I always pull a couple cards just to say, hey, okay, this is what do you want to tell our audience, right? And you have abundance and giving back as well. So Anne was correct in that. There's abundance here, but there are people through your art, I think. Have you done something where you've donated or given art away?
Just many times, yes.
Okay. Don't keep doing that. I know it's not profitable, but I'm telling you it's going to be profitable because it's going to lead to that one person that you're going to meet who's going to help.
Okay? That's God. Could you give me a timeline? Maybe like something soon.
I can't. The first thing I heard was Christmas, but I don't know if it's right. Okay, so just Christmas.
Oh, that would make sense. That would make sense. There's a Saturn return in Capricorn. Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay.
All
right. Well, then, nice. That you never know. But do me a favor and update us on this. Because when you're told messages, you hear spirit, and then you kind of doubt at first, but you just say it. Please let me know because it just jumped out. Christmas just jumped out. So
that's awesome. Oh, that's great. Thank you for seeing all of that. I really appreciate it. I've always known I've been on the right track. It's just a matter of being patient to say, when is it all going to happen?
Right. Now, I didn't say what year. Now, like I said, Christmas jumped. It could be Christmas of this year, Christmas of next year. So, but that didn't come in. But that timeline came in strong for you. So.
Right. Awesome. And do you see a collaboration with a company in terms of, like, say, India for like a collaboration in terms of licensing, perhaps my art on fabric or on various products? Or Anne or Sue, whatever. Doesn't matter.
I'm not seeing it particularly, but I'll see Anne if you are.
Yeah, I actually see or sensing that there are people that you probably cooperate with them. It feels like a bunch of people more than one or two. So maybe a group of people actually that can help this come about, and that you start working together with. It feels very good actually. So it's I wanted to say to you, because as humans we are living by the clock, right? We have time. We measure things in time, but in the spirit world, there's no time, and it's a hard thing for us to grasp. No matter how hard we try, sometimes it's difficult to really grasp it. But sometimes, and spirit, when they are guiding us, of course, they know it. They know how our circumstances here. But it's sometimes making us impatient. But you are definitely, it feels like you are on the right path, and you already know it, so you feel it within you. So it's like you are coming to a culmination of everything. So it feels to be, just as Sue said, it's going to come soon.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. You're wonderful. I appreciate it very, very much. And I'll definitely let you know when it comes. Appreciate it. Have an awesome day.
You.
Okay? Okay, you're welcome. Both of you. Bye.
Good luck, Lucy.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
you.
Good
luck. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Yeah, she's got not only that beautiful art side of her, but the spiritual side of her as well. So, but I do happen to know time, Sissy. So
yes,
I'm gonna have you bring up the final aspect of the show, and I apologize for anybody else who's in the room waiting for us. We're gonna have to wrap this up.
Yeah, we have to, and it's always with a little bit of sadness, because we just love to be on air. But we never, whatever we do, we never have time enough.
Right.
So, but anyway, so thank you everybody for interacting with us and calling in and text chatting with us, or just being with us, listening in. And we have been talking today about awakening. Are you on the path of awakening in the beginning of the show? And a little bit about how the connection with the spiritual side of things are connected with our human experience here, and that it's a good thing to be aware, and how you can become aware, and how you can start maybe questioning, because that's where we usually end up, questioning things as we move along. And we do understand that maybe everything we have been told is not exactly 100% true. So it's something that we have been taught, basically. And we have been holding open lines. Also, our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, August 20th, with Soul Sister Show and host Sue and Anne, and we will be talking about numerology. And we will have a special event for those of you who call into our next show with numerology on Thursday, August 20th. We offer you to send your birthday to us, year, month, date in advance, and we will calculate your life path number and give you a short reading about your life path number when you call into the show on August 20th. So what you can do is you go to our website at scrollsofthesoul.com, scroll down to the bottom of the page and fill in the contact form. We need just your date of birth, the year, month, and day you were born, and that you write your area code so we can locate you on the board for the next show. And we would be happy to have that. And of course, you can always call in for usual free mini readings on the next show too, but we would really try to do as many short versions of life path number for you if you want to, because we will talk about numerology. We'll be on 10 a.m. Pacific in the US, 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And you can always listen to replays of all our shows anytime at scrollsofthesoul.com/past. And within 24 hours, you can hear the full past episode on YouTube too. And we usually do a little video so you have something to watch in between there. Some information coming up if you want to do that. And remember that you can always keep yourself updated on upcoming shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue for a personal reading, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And if we didn't have a chance to take your call today, please call into our next show. And you can visit us on YouTube, of course. You can search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly on YouTube. And if you like us, please subscribe. And please give us a thumbs up on the video. And thank you all for listening and calling in. And we'll be back next Thursday, August 20, with Soul Sister Show and numerology and the special event with a short reading of your life path number if you give us your information on the contact form on our website, scrollsofthesoul.com, and you just fill in the contact form. We need your date of birth, year, month, and day, and your area code so we can locate you on the radio. And Sue, do you have anything you want to tell the listeners before the show ends?
Of course, just as we've always stated, and we'd like to state each week, thank you everyone for entrusting us with your questions. We can't tell you how honored we always are that you continue to call us and let us know how life is going and the new things that are on the horizon for you. We love to hear it, and we love to hear from you, and we are truly humbled by it. So thank you everyone. And with that being said, I'm going to do my usual, which is a shout out to my mom. Angels watch over you all night long. Sissy?
And I say love, light, peace, and joy to all of you, and see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.